Hi, my name is Nana and welcome to my channel, A Puzzling Lamb. I am finally back. I did not mean to take such a long break from YouTube, but I'll talk about what happened in a little while. First, let me show you what we're doing in today's video. And I am doing this beautiful puzzle and doing a review on the brand formerly known as 4-point puzzles, now called Parkside. Now, I have done several 4-point puzzles in the past and absolutely loved them. But the reason I thought to do this review now is that at, I believe, the beginning of 2023, they announced that they were sadly closing down, and I was heartbroken. But I was equally overjoyed when this April they announced their return, now called Parkside. So I thought it was the perfect opportunity to make this review so you can know all about the quality of these puzzles and whether you want to try these puzzles when they relaunch as Parkside. And now, as always, before I get to the review, let me show you my collection of 4-point puzzles. So the first two 4-point puzzles I bought and did were these planet puzzles. So we have the Earth. Oh, let me see here. Like this. You can see just a satellite image of the Earth. This was really fun. It was difficult, but very doable. Then we have the Moon. Also fun, but very, very difficult. Honestly, this is the most difficult puzzle I have ever put together, and both of these are 1,000 pieces and are round puzzles. And I have done a black crypt puzzle from Ravensburger. This one was more difficult, but it was so satisfying to put together, and also these round puzzles, at least the two specific puzzles I have here, had the same cut. So when I had both of these puzzles put together, I could mix and match the pieces, which resulted in some really cool images. I'll put up some of them here, or here, I don't know, here I think. So yeah, if you want a challenge, buy this puzzle when they relaunch. She has said that all of the puzzles they made as 4-point puzzles will be remade as Parkside puzzles. So yeah, I definitely recommend this, but only if you want a really big challenge. The next puzzle is one of the last ones I bought, and I actually bought this right after they announced they were closing down because I knew I had to own this puzzle. So I quickly bought it before it sold out and wouldn't be coming back, I thought. But I haven't done it yet. But it's this 2,000 piece puzzle. But it's actually not one puzzle, but several puzzles of each of the planets in our solar system. But the pieces are all mixed together. So I'm really looking forward to doing this puzzle one day when I feel up for the challenge. But honestly, even though this is 2,000 pieces, it can't be harder than the Moon. So I'm looking forward to this. The next two puzzles I have done, and I actually bought these at a huge discount from a puzzle store here in Denmark, or games store here in Denmark. So we have this one, also a round puzzle called Dots. This was super fun to put together. There were only, small sections here, larger sections here that were solid colored black, but they really weren't that difficult as I remember. And this is one of those where it's just super fun to pick out one color at a time and do. And I think when I did this, I had taken apart the Earth and Moon puzzle, but I compared the pictures, and I actually also think this has the same cut as those planet puzzles. And I think it would be really fun to have the Moon puzzle, if I ever want to do it again, and this one put together at the same time and mix and match the pieces in those, I think that could make some really cool pictures. Now the second one that I bought really cheap, this one. Several found things, numbers, letters, shapes. And look at this. Such a fun image. Again, one of those where you can just pick out a section at a time and put together. Super easy. I think the easiest, is that what you call it, easiest of all the 4-point puzzles I have. Really fun. Definitely recommend. And then the last 2 puzzles I have are from the Paint by Numbers series. So these are old paint by numbers paintings that they have turned into puzzles. And I actually showed these 2 puzzles, in my very first YouTube video, which was a puzzle haul. I'll link it up here so you can see it. And that was actually also one of the reasons I decided to do this video, because when I started filming this video, it was right around my 1-year anniversary here on YouTube. So I thought it was a perfect way to celebrate that by doing a puzzle I showed in my very first video. It is no longer around my 1-year anniversary at all. So that aspect of the video doesn't really exist anymore. But anyway, so we have this one, beautiful forest scene. I haven't done this one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. It looks really cool. And then obviously this one that I have put together for this video. Now, I decided on this puzzle rather than this forest one. Yeah, it's simply called Forest, because, well, I thought this one looked a little bit easier. I don't think any of them is easy, but I just thought that there were a lot more colors here that just kind of, I don't know, look the same. And that is definitely also the case with this one. I was a little bit nervous about the difficulty, but I just thought that there's definitely this section here that would be really easy to sort out. And yeah, it was just at first glance, I thought this one looked easier. Okay, it's not always easy for me, this. And even though I expected this puzzle to be difficult, it is not the puzzle's fault that it's taken me several months to finish it and finish this video. But it was just when I started putting this together, it was right around the time where I also started practicing for the Danish Speed Puzzling Championship, and then there were the Danish Speed Puzzling Championship to go to, and then I was on vacation, and then my mind went on vacation, and just my heart just wasn't in it to make a YouTube video. So yeah, it just took me a while to get started again, but again, it was not this puzzle's fault. So let's see how difficult this puzzle is, and if the quality is as good as I remembered from when I did the other puzzles years ago. The first thing I want to show you, that you could also see when I showed you my collection, is that the size of the boxes are not necessarily the same. So as you can see, the size matches the shape of the puzzle image, and I'm neither for nor against this. It does mean that the boxes doesn't match up when you display them on your shelf. That you can see here, they will never quite match up, but it also means that you do get the biggest version of the image that you can get with the size of the boxes. So as you can see, if all the boxes were this shape, then these images would be rather small on the box. And of course, vice versa, this would also be a lot smaller than it is on this box. So all in all, I think it's a fine decision. But the quality of the boxes are exactly the same. So let's take a closer look at this one. And again, overall with the size, I think it's nice for a 1,000-piece puzzle. The same with this one also. The size is pretty good for a 1,000-piece puzzle. And as you can see in this, I love this. You probably already know this, but we have the entire image on the box here with nothing covering it up, and it's taking up all the space. So I really love this. Nice big image, but still not a huge box. I love this. On the sides, first of all, on this side, you can see there are some places here where the color is worn off. I really don't remember if I got the puzzle like this or if it's something that's happened while I have had the puzzle. So yeah, I don't know. And I don't really think other of my 4-point puzzles boxes have this. So I don't think it's a general problem that the color will wear off. But the design, you can see you have a small image here. You have the name of the series, the name of the specific puzzle, amount of pieces, and the size of the puzzle, 68.6 times 50.8 centimeters, and it's a rectangular puzzle. And you have 4-point puzzles, which of course now is called Parkside puzzles, exactly the same on the short side and all the way around. I like this design. I like how simple it is, how graphic it is, and of course the color of the box here matches the image. On the back we also have a version of the image here, all of the same information up here as on the sides, and then here there is a long description of the image, so you can pause here if you want to read that. And I really love this, and they have that on all the puzzles. So if I just grab this puzzle here, you can see there's also a long description about the Earth puzzle. So I really love this. And then down here are just, a little bit more information. It says that puzzle pieces and box are made from recycled materials. I actually haven't noticed that before. That's pretty cool. The normal warning signs, designed in Canada, printed in China, and some company information. So let's open up the box. And also the box is a really nice, sturdy quality, really sturdy, and a almost completely matte box. You can see perhaps there's a little bit of glare, but I would call this a matte surface. Then we have a plastic bag, but it is resealable. And let's see, do I need a scissor to open this up? Yeah, I think I need a scissor. One moment. So let's see here. I can get it all here. Still not everything. So it takes a little bit of more work to open up the pieces, to get into the pieces. But I don't mind. I love a resealable bag. Okay, let's remove some of all this plastic here. Perhaps. Okay. Let's see if I got it this time. They can sometimes be quite difficult to open the first time, but I think this is really difficult. Don't know if it's my nails that are causing me issues here. Okay, that was difficult. I don't remember it being so difficult with the other puzzles. But let's take a look at the pieces. Let's save this one for later. Okay, so first, here's a big section that's still together, but it seems like, yeah, it is cut all the way through. So that's no problem at all. yeah, they are cut all the way through. They just haven't been taken apart completely. So first of all, no paper backing. You know I love that. And also the pieces are pretty matte. I would say probably along the lines of the box. So not completely matte, but it's close. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, there's no poster here. But again, it's not really an issue since you have a very nice image here. Yeah, I think, you know, I don't really mind puzzle dust, but I can already feel some on my fingers. I actually don't see that much puzzle dust. I mean, there are a little bit down here, but actually doesn't seem like that much. I can just feel it a bit on my fingers, but you know, I can just brush that away. So the surface is really good. You can see here there are a lot of different shapes here. It's actually kind of looks like the normal 2 in 2 out shape is the one that there are least of. So there are a lot of different shapes. I love that. I can also already tell that even within the same shape type, there are the innies and outsies. You can see there's some are more crooked and there are different sizes. So I'm not too worried about false fits. I also don't remember having any false fits, not even in the moon. The thickness of the pieces, I think these are actually on the thicker side. They definitely feel sturdy. Yeah, they feel really sturdy. So I love that. Let's see how the colors on the pieces compare to the colors on the box. Now, it is a bit difficult since I don't know exactly where the pieces go, but I would say that this blue color at least matches up pretty well. I can't tell any difference right now. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's something that is way easier to tell once I put some of the puzzle together. So yeah, I'm really positive about these pieces. Now, again, it's a long time since I've done a 4-point puzzle. So I don't quite remember how the quality was, but I do remember enjoying it very much. And from what I can see here, I think I'm going to enjoy this one too. The quality really seems nice. I can't remember how tight the fit was, so we'll have to see that. Now, strategy. So I'm of course going to flip all the puzzle pieces around, take out all of the edge pieces, and I think, you know, often that's the only thing I sort, but I really do think it makes sense to sort out the sky pieces here. They really, really stand out, and I am pretty sure then that when I've done the edge, the sky is what I'm going to do first. I don't know if the cactuses, is that what it's called? Cactuses. That sounds wrong. I don't know if I'm going to sort those out right away too. I would probably also then sort some of this. I think they look a little similar. I don't know. I think I'm only going to sort out the sky pieces and do that, and then do some more sorting. Of course, the green, as I said, but I don't really know how I'm going to sort the rest. I don't know if this section here perhaps will stand out, but that is why I usually don't do a full sort, because it can be difficult just from the image to see what will actually stand out. I normally only discover that when I am sorting the pieces. So if I have a plan from the beginning and then I start sorting, and then halfway I find out that I actually wanted to do something different, so I changed my plan, and then it's just really confusing. So yeah, only the edge pieces and the sky pieces. And I'm very excited to see how difficult this puzzle is going to be. I think perhaps I'm going to try, I am not promising anything, but I'm going to try and time myself, because I think this is going to be difficult, so I think it'd be interesting to know how long it actually takes me. Again, I am definitely not speed puzzling this, but I think it could be quite fun to know. But even though I think this is going to be difficult, I know it's not going to be as difficult as the moon puzzle. But yeah, let me get started with this. I'm really excited to try a 4-point puzzles again. And I hope the quality can live up to what I remember from last time. So it's been a few months since I started on this puzzle. I think I will have explained why in the intro, so I won't go into that now. But I have to say that the reason it's taken me so long definitely has nothing to do with this puzzle. Amazing quality. But before I get too much into that, there's something else I need to mention, because as I was sorting all these pieces, I remembered that I actually didn't know if the new puzzles, when they release them as Parkside, whether the quality will be the same if they're going to use the same manufacturer, and if this review will even be, relevant anymore. So I asked, and she very kindly replied, very quickly actually, that they are going to use the same manufacturer when they start up as Parkside, which is amazing. But she actually also told me that in, I think, 2022, they did change the finish on the puzzle boxes, sorry. And I didn't know that. I checked, and all of my puzzles from 4-point puzzles are from before 2022. So I have the old boxes. The quality overall is the same, but it's just the finish that is different. So it is more durable now. The later puzzles they released, the last batches of puzzles they released, and the new ones they're going to release will have a more durable finish on top. So I think that means that it probably was a general problem, that the image on the boxes, got worn off like this. You can actually see. I don't believe this had happened when I started putting this puzzle together. I think this happened in the last couple of months. But what that also means is that this puzzle, when I got it, was shrink wrapped. I couldn't remember that. I always remove shrink wrap right when I get a puzzle, so I often forget to mention that. But since they changed the finish in their puzzles to a more durable one, they have removed the shrink wrap. So I think that is a really amazing thing. She also mentioned that the plastic bags are no longer resealable, which is a shame, but she said that the plastic is thinner, so overall it means a lot less plastic. So a little bit of a shame that there won't be any resealable bag, but it's great that the bag is made of less plastic, and it's amazing that there won't be any shrink wrap on the puzzle, and that the finish will be more durable, so this hopefully won't happen anymore. But to the quality of these pieces, I really, really love it. As you can see, the pieces fit together amazingly. Really easy to move around, but it's also easy to take apart without damaging the pieces. Really the perfect fit, and I have had no false fits. Actually, right now I can't quite remember if I had a little bit in the edge. I don't think so. It's a long time ago now. But at least in the inside of the puzzle, I have had no false fits. And as you can see, there's a huge variation in the shape of the pieces. And actually, once I started in this puzzle, I did get a sense that these pieces were really familiar to me, and not just because I have done 4-point puzzles years ago, more than that. And I think perhaps it might be the same pieces as pomegranate puzzles. And I haven't checked. I've grabbed one of my pomegranate puzzles. So I thought we should check together whether these are the same pieces. So one moment, I'm just going to put down my camera. Okay, so let's see. I have the other 4-point puzzles pieces here. So let's see. Grab a handful here of the pomegranate ones. Okay, so first off, the texture is definitely similar. And they also look to be made from the same material. Think they're the same thickness. Let's see the... Oh, okay. I'm not going to mix these up. Let's see the shape. So, I can't say for sure that these are made in the same factory. Oh, I hope you can see this. But they definitely look... Yeah, you can see here. These two look really similar. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised if I was told that these are made in the same factory. And I definitely do not mind that these are perhaps the same pieces. So, if you have a pomegranate puzzle, but haven't tried 4-point puzzles yet, you can at least get a sense of the quality of 4-point puzzles by doing a pomegranate one. And I do really love pomegranate puzzles, and I do really love 4-point puzzles, now Parkside puzzles, quality of pieces. I love the matte finish. Again, I love how the pieces fit together. I think they have some really fun, interesting piece shapes without it being random cut. Yeah, I really love it. And this image, I will say, it's not easy. I started with the edge, and then I did get kind of overwhelmed with the sky, but quickly I decided to shape sort, and that was such a good choice. It made it go a lot faster, and I think there will be quite a lot of more shape sorting to do in the future. But once I'd done the sky and this part here with the sky also, and I did this person here while I sorted, these pieces really stood out. And then I went over the pieces again. I just saw, see, I think perhaps this one is from the pomegranate puzzle. I don't know if I made a mistake now, if I've accidentally put more pieces in here from the pomegranate puzzle. Oh well, I'll figure that out in the future. So I went over the pieces again, and then I sorted out anything I had missed from the sky, anything with these gray colors, and the cacti pieces. I believe I called them cactuses before, which I knew was wrong. I just couldn't remember what a cactus in plural was, but I believe it's a cacti. It's called cacti. Correct me if I'm wrong. And again, actually wasn't that difficult once I got into it. These cacti and all the other green here, yeah, it's just, it looks very daunting at first, but it really wasn't that bad. I hope that's true for the rest of the puzzle, but I do think it looks very similar now. I think what I'm going to do, let's see if I can make some room here. What I'm going to do is pull out anything black or really dark brown, so that'll probably be here and perhaps this here. So yeah, I can see a little bit here I've missed some green, so I'll probably also pull that out. So yeah, more sorting now, more shape sorting later, I'm sure, but I am really enjoying this puzzle. It's difficult, but it's a nice challenge. It's not frustrating, not yet anyway. And I really have nothing bad to say about the quality of these pieces. And I am looking forward to the rest of this puzzle. And now for something completely different. A few of you have asked to see my dog. She made some noise in the background of a previous video, and some of you were curious to see her. And here she is. Her name is Alf, which is elf in Danish. She is in need of a haircut, I know. We'll do that soon. She is a big girl. She is about 95% fur, I think. But yeah, she's super cute. We love her. Oof. So now you know what she looks like. And let's get back to the puzzle. loved this puzzle. I really think this is one of my favorite puzzles I've done this year. It was just, the quality was just amazing. I loved the surface of the pieces. I loved the piece shapes. They were really unique, no false fits, and I loved how they fit together, and the way they snapped together was lovely. And about the comparison to pomegranate, they are really alike, and especially the cut of the pieces really remind me of pomegranate, and the surface of the pieces. I did measure the pieces properly, and the 4-point puzzles pieces are a smidge thicker than the pomegranate ones, and I think that actually affects the fit of the puzzles a lot, because I just rewatched some of my pomegranate review video. You can find that here if you're interested, just to remind myself how the quality of pomegranate actually is. And as I saw that, I remembered immediately that the fit of pomegranate is actually rather loose. Nothing dramatic, but it's rather loose, whereas 4-point puzzles pieces are really tight, Not so much that the pieces get damaged if you take them apart, but as you could see from the review, it was really easy to move sections around, no issues at all. So I don't know if that's that. I don't know, I think it's almost less than 1 millimeter that the pieces are thicker, but perhaps that's what makes the fit so much more tight. But I love it, and I do think that 4-point puzzles is slightly better quality than pomegranate. But still, if you have a pomegranate puzzle and want to get a sense of the quality of 4-point puzzles, do the pomegranate puzzle. It really is just the tighter fit that's different. Now, the only slight negative thing I have to say is how the color on the box is so easily worn off, as you can see, as I showed you here. But again, sorry. But again, as I told you, that problem should be fixed now, both with the later runs of 4-point puzzles, but also when they relaunch as Parkside. So yeah, not really a negative anymore, at least. And these really are some of my favorite puzzles, quality-wise. I really, really love them. And image-wise, I also loved this one. If you want an easy puzzle, don't do this one. It is difficult, but it was a nice challenge. It was never frustrating. It was only just, right at the beginning, I had to wrap my head around this. It was really overwhelming, but I shape sorted the pieces, and then it just moved along at a nice steady pace. And also with the rest of the puzzle, right when you look at it, it all looks to be either blue or brown, but there are so many color differences. It's much lighter here, it's darker here, there are black here, obviously the green, there's some gray that was easy to pull out. So yeah, a nice challenge and never frustrating, and again, not a single false fit, which is something that could easily happen with an image like this. And what I also really loved about this image, because a landscape image like this is normally not my kind of thing, but the fact that it's a paint by numbers painting, it just gives it such a nice different texture, if you can call it that, to the image. The colors aren't just like bleeding into each other. They're still, even though it's a landscape image, there's still clear lines. And yeah, I think it's just so beautiful and different from anything else I've seen. So even if you're not normally into landscape pictures, I recommend this Paint by Numbers series very much. So yeah, all in all, I really don't have anything negative to say here. I love these puzzles, and I'm so looking forward to the relaunch and to see what new images they come up with. I will link their website down in the description, so you can go there and sign up for their newsletter, so you can get notified the moment they relaunch. But if you can't wait that long, you could also check your local puzzle store, if you have one of those, or your favorite puzzle web shop. Maybe they still have some in stock from before they closed down. I know that the Danish shop where I bought these puzzles, I'm pretty sure they actually still have some in stock. I'll also link that down below. So if you're in Denmark, you can already buy some of the puzzles now. And I really hope Games, the store where I bought them, I really hope that they will also sell Parkside when they relaunch. Because this definitely is one of my favorite puzzle brands. And I would really love to hear from you if you have done a 4-point puzzle and what you thought about it. If you're just as excited as me for the relaunch. I know it's going to be great, and I really hope I can get my hands on some Parkside puzzles in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing. See you next time.